It's one of those things that you'd walk past a million times, walking through any sort of wooded area or forested area. Wouldn't think twice about it. You'd probably be a little hesitant to try it because you might think it was dangerous. But very much like a persimmon. They have that slight creamy sweetness underneath the bitterness. The bitterness isn't too overwhelming, not like it can be with a persimmon sometimes, but there's definitely enough there that you can really work with it. Got us thinking about fall and game and that kind of thing. So we're doing squab with foie gras and porcini mushrooms and mountain ashberries. And the mountain ashberries are really, really astringent. So we cooked them in sauternes, which brought out some of the sugar, added a little sugar without making it overly sweet. So we're going to cook the squab. First we're going to render off a little foie gras scraps. We're getting these beautiful squabs from a farmer in Pennsylvania, and they come in like I've never gotten squab before, except when I worked in Europe. So these squabs come in and they've never been in plastic. They still have the head, the feet, and they're undressed. So they just have an amazing flavor. The skin crisps up really well. And plus the ashberries just made me think of game. Obviously where they've been foraged from, they're in a very rural setting, and just have this image of, you know, pigeon hunting and that kind of thing. And I thought they'd pair up really well. And since they're kind of in the same environment, they kind of naturally go together. I thought it'd be really cool to just have them in the sauce because they look like, you know, they look like tiny pumpkins and looks very autumnal, and you know, I thought, oh, it's going to have a nice pop to it and, you know, nice texture. No, that's not good. Not good at all. No.
Because it's still just
so astringent. You have to cook them. You have to, you know, you have to do a lot to them. Like, because like a persimmon, as a persimmon gets riper and riper, you don't really have to cook it. But this, I don't think, is ever going to get to a point where you don't really want to cook it unless you're starving and lost in the woods. So then on the plate also we have some porcini mushrooms and a creamy porcini sauce. This dish actually has like 3 different sauces. And then we'll make a little pan sauce with game jus and the ashberries and the sauternes. And we've also pureed a little bit of the ashberries in with a carrot puree. So it kind of works with the sweetness of the carrot and the astringency of the ashberries. It kind of brings them both out. And then a little bit of tiny root vegetables for texture. So we'll saute those in the fat that we cooked the squab in. So it's got all the squab juices and everything in there. We'll get all the goodness off the bottom there with a little more sauternes.
Were you here during the foie ban?
I was.
How'd you survive?
It made occasional appearances. We were cautious. We were a big target, so we had to be very careful. You know, we figured they'd be looking right at us to see if we'd be using it or not. So we were very careful. We have a little bit of Concord grape reduction. What I like about it is it's quite a bit gamier than the squab that you usually get around town. You know, we usually used to get. So that gaminess with those berries really just kind of, for me, what I like about it is it's very location specific. Like you taste the game and you taste those berries and you're automatically like, I'm in the forest hunting meat, you know, eating from the trees, that kind of thing. So you're in such an urban setting in Chicago, and especially right in the heart of, you know, the Gold Coast and 1 Mag Mile where we're located, and you know, you've got jackhammers going off and cars going by and all this kind of stuff, and then you're sitting here eating things that were foraged out of a forest that's only an hour away. People really dig that. It's a little less floral than green cardamom. Green cardamom is kind of herbal and floral, and black cardamom is a little more straightforward, a little stronger flavor, and you have to be careful how you use it. That's why it's a good one for a challenge, because if you don't use it right, it kind of overpowers.